Hello and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
And I am Tayo Salam. Many thanks for joining us again.
All right, we'll start off the show with this good news coming from Rotterdam, where Maduka Oyinmi, he has joined.
Before Maduka, you're very excited.
So you can talk about that. Super
I understand.
Camp. We have more players in camp. About 10 of them arrived camp yesterday, including the likes of Kelechi Iheanacho, Wilfred Ndidi, and of course, Captain Ahmed Musa.
Yeah, so the Eagles camp is already bubbling for that World Cup qualifier against Liberia at the weekend. Also on the program, the one Cecilia is very eager to talk about, a Super Eagle. The Super Eagles' first choice goalkeeper, as a matter of fact, Maduka Oyinmi has joined Watford in the English Premier League from Sparta Rotterdam.
So from 2022-2023 season, we'll be having our very first goalkeeper from Nigeria playing in the Premier League. Hopefully, Watford stay in the Premier League for next season.
That must be said.
You have a whole lot of job to do to keep this team safe, especially for us Nigerians. Also on the show, yes, Brooklyn Nets were on a 5-game winning streak, but finally it's over despite Kevin Durant scoring 38 points and 10 rebounds. It just wasn't enough because all the starters from Chicago Bulls, they were all on double digits. Chicago,
they're on fire right now, snapping the 5-game winning streak of the Brooklyn Nets. It's a pleasure to inform you as well too that a Nigerian was involved in that particular victory for the Chicago Bulls. Very instrumental indeed. We'll come back to that game later on. It's our feature match for our NBA segments. But before then, let us run through the other results of the games that were played in the NBA, starting with the Lakers finally managing to get a win over the Charlotte Hornets, 126-123. The Lakers were playing without LeBron James, but they had Anthony Davis to thank for that particular victory. Elsewhere was the Knicks with a 103-96 victory over the short-handed Philadelphia 76ers. Cecilia, you saw the news about
Joel Embiid.
Joel, rather.
Will be out for up to 10 days and he's going to miss up to 5 games because of
health and safety protocols, COVID. And to make it worse, 3 other players are going to be out as well too because of health and safety protocols. And usually when that happens, it's either you've tested positive for COVID-19 or you've been in contact
with someone who got the virus.
Too bad for the Philadelphia 76ers. Sad one indeed. Our feature game was between the Nets and the Bulls, 95-110 in favor, 118 in favor of the Chicago Bulls. The Timberwolves were also in action. This time around, it was against the Memphis Grizzlies. They lost 118-125. Ja Morant's leading the way for the Timberwolves. Let's move on quickly to our next fixtures or results. Talking about the Pelicans against the Dallas Mavericks. Ended 108-92 in favor of Dallas. The Denver Nuggets were also victorious on the night against the Miami Heat, 113-96. And the Warriors, led by Steph Curry, 127-113 over the Atlanta Hawks. Too hot right now.
Dropping 50 points.
Too hot right now. Steph Curry. It's incredible what this guy is doing in these very early beginnings of the NBA season. Last but not the least, the Suns were victorious against the Sacramento Kings, toppling the Kings 109-104. Let's go straight into our feature game of the night.
Okay, and that's where we have all the stats, all the big boys turning up. Yes, star-studded, but somehow when you have a team that is playing together, everyone wants to try as much as possible to be on that double digit. Talking about from DeMar DeRozan, who had 28 points, Zach Lavine had 24, Nikola Vucevic had 11 and 13 rebounds. Lonzo Ball also on 11, Javonte Green on 11. I mean, these guys were just on fire on the night. And so that's why the 38 points scored by Kevin Durant means nothing or wasted.
Yeah, wasted effort for Kevin Durant, and the Chicago Bulls are looking good right now. I mean, it's still early doors, but the way they've started the season, I think we've got to really watch out for them. KD diving for loose balls this early in the season shows you how competitive that game was. And like I said, Aya Dosumu scored scored a season high 15 points in that game. Yeah, and also played a key role in a late rally as the Chicago Bulls snapped a 2-game losing streak. Let's go straight to Aya Dosumu now. His post-game thoughts following that victory over the Brooklyn Nets.
I think the mood was always the same because we knew coming into the season, even coming to this game, that the games weren't going to be easy. So, you know, Coach Donovan, he reiterated that a lot. So we knew that the game wasn't going to be easy. And so in the huddles, we were just trying to give out positive energy. You know, that was my main pitch, trying to tell the guys to just try to give positive energy to the next person, because that goes a long way. Giving compliments, you know, just cheering each other on, giving each other extra boost that helps guys. And we started to do that more. And then we started to, you know, get the ball moving from side to side and get into our offense and get guys easier shots. And, you know, it really showed.
All right, Dosunmu fast becoming a fan favorite. It's from Chicago, of course, the Nigerian parents. And every time it comes on, there's always a loud cheer for him.
I mean, coming off the bench and giving them 15 points is huge.
Solid.
I mean, just trying as much as possible to be in the game all the time. Chicago Bulls are having a good run
yes, indeed.
This season. But let's take a look at those guys who put up the numbers on the night. Of course, KD is part of those players. But then...
Before KD, it was Anthony Davis.
Yes, these guys had to rally 32, 12, and 4 assists on the night. That's why Lakers were able to snap that 2 games losing run they were on since LeBron got injured.
All right, let's move on to the next guy who also had a very good game, Ja Morant for the Memphis Grizzlies, 33, 6, and 8 for Memphis in their victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Next up, Jimmy Buckets.
For the Heat. Who lost?
Not enough.
Okay.
31, 5, and 8.
All right.
All right, it's Julius Randle.
The New York Knicks. He's finding it back, right?
Indeed. Carrying on from where he stopped last
season.
31 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists for the Knicks in the victory over the 76ers.
Okay.
Next up is KD as well, also on the losing side, 38, 10, and 4.
And the look on his face.
Yes, tells a
Not
story.
enough. Yeah.
Tells a story. What
Sorry,
can I do again?
Yeah, nothing. After you don't know, you can.
Stephen Curry, last but not the least.
How hot is this guy?
50 big points for the Dubs. 7 rebounds and 10 assists for the Golden State Warriors in the victory over the Atlanta Hawks. Stephen Curry is just so hot to handle right now.
9 games in their 10 opening games. 9 wins.
It's ridiculous.
Ludicrous.
It's ridiculous. All right,
Okay.
so we're still talking basketball, Cecilia, but let's quickly go to what happened at the White House yesterday involving the Milwaukee Bucks.
When was the last time we have an NBA champion actually visiting the White House?
It's
been
a
like
while.
since 2016,
There
right?
you
During
go.
Barack Obama.
Yeah.
All the time you had Donald Trump there. I mean, these guys just refused to go. But then they're at the
Make
White
what you
House
will of
because
that.
you have Joe Biden is right there.
Yes, and the Bucks are defending champions, you know, bringing back the tradition of the NBA champions visiting the White House. We're seeing all of the players are there, led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, going and to celebrate the championship triumph with the President of the United States of America. Let's take a listen now to President Joe Biden and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Congratulations to team owners Mark and Wes and Jamie and Mike, and the 2 dear, dear friends, Ted and Mary Kellner.
On behalf of my teammates, the coach staff, the Bucks organization, we are very grateful for this opportunity. You know, a kid from Sepolia, Athens, Greece, grew up from 2 Nigerian parents that they were struggling every day to provide for us. Illegal in a country that they didn't call home at the time. It's an unbelievable opportunity to be able to be in the White House, meeting the President of the United States. I could not be as honored and happy that something like this, I've accomplished something like this in my life.
Right.
Yeah, Giannis always, every opportunity, always mentions his Nigerian parents.
Of course. I mean, they're responsible for that.
I mean, they've had to go through a lot. They went through a lot to get Giannis and his brothers into the NBA, and they're enjoying the
sacrifice from parents.
Yeah, very important. I mean, especially if you're going to play sports, your parents' all support has to be 100%.
And that's what the parents did. And just look at him today.
Look at where they are
at
today.
The White House, NBA champ. Okay, Ayodun will be joining us to talk about the NBA. It's been a while. I mean, remember last time it was with you, we were talking about the Chicago Bulls and what they can pull off this season. And right now, these guys are really doing it. Not because we have a Nigerian there, but then when you have a team that's doing so well, you really want to talk about them. Golden State Warriors, another team, a dark horse, you would say. The Lakers, who we thought, oh, the NBA championship definitely will belong to them, floundering, so we really can't predict what will come up with the Lakers. What's their position right now? 10th, right? Which is really sad. Ayo Noble will join us this morning to talk more about the NBA. AY, good morning. How you doing?
Hi, good morning, guys. I am very well. It's so good to be back with you guys again. It's been a while, like you said.
I know. I wonder where you've been, man. Anyways, it's good to have you back. That is the most important thing, exactly. So let's just dive straight into the NBA. Exciting season, even though it's still very early days. And but we've seen some very interesting teams already this season. We've seen Chicago Bulls, the Golden State Warriors, even the Washington Wizards doing well, starting the season very, very well. But for you, which team would you say has surprised you the most?
I mean, the Warriors have surprised me a lot because even though I knew they would make it to the playoffs, but a lot of talks was around the fact that Klay Thompson will be back from injury at some point. It will make them a lot stronger. And so they are 9-1, best record in the league right now. I don't think anyone saw it coming.
True.
I mean, great work by the Chicago Bulls. You guys have raved so much about them, rightfully so. But the one team that has shocked me is the early days. I think they'll still find their level ultimately. It's the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, come on, man. The Cavs, 7 wins and 4 losses to start the season. I don't think even the Cavs fans saw this coming. And that's great work they've done so far. How far they can keep this momentum is left to be seen.
Interesting. I mean, when you're looking at some teams like that, I mean, you mentioned the Cavs, and then I don't know if you were talking, I mean, before the season started, you looked at the Warriors and see what they'll be able to do. Because right now, just take a look at what they're having. I mean, they don't have the full complement of their players. Klay Thompson's still not with them. And, of course, you're having Usman also not with them yet. But then you look at what Steph Curry has been able to do with the Warriors so far. 9 out of 10 in their opening games.
You know, it's funny because the Warriors have a system that has worked for them since 2014. Steve Kerr has done an absolutely phenomenal job with them. But you know, the crazy thing is, I feel like Steph Curry has had 2 excellent games only this season. The first game of the season and the game they finished a few hours ago against the Atlanta Hawks. The rest, the other games, you know, he's been scoring 25 points, 24, 20 points, 23 points, you know, struggling a little bit with his jumper. And they are still 9 wins and just 1 loss on the season. Why? Because every single player on the roster has stood up and has been counted. Jordan Poole, who is supposed to be the deputy to Klay Thompson when Klay Thompson gets back from injury, this guy's not even playing like a deputy. He's playing like that team actually belongs to him. He's playing with so much confidence. Draymond Green does Draymond Green things. The addition of Nemanja Bjelica has added so much, you know, playmaking and creativity from the big man position. And then you have Gary Payton Jr., you know, Andrew Wiggins, Damian Lee, and so on and so forth. These guys come up, they show up every night, and they play. And really, that's testament to the results we've been seeing them churn up night in, night out. They are a phenomenal team to watch. It's still a long season ahead. If they don't have injuries, I mean, I think we can be seeing them in the Western Conference Finals.
Okay.
Carry on, Cecilia.
Yeah, talking about them being in the conference finals, that's a huge step. Well, let's see what's going to happen in the playoffs. Another team we want to talk about right now is the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, we know injuries, of course, it's a depleted side. But the NBA defending champions, the Bucks have lost how many games so far? I mean, 6 out of 10. That's not the Bucks we wanted. They won just 4 games this season. And Giannis alone cannot carry this team from all indication.
I mean, Giannis is the Batman of the team. Chris Middleton, the Robin of the team, has not played lately because he's been nursing an injury, and not just him. Drew Holiday is down injured. When I saw their very first game of the season against the Brooklyn Nets, they were phenomenal. I saw a lot of depth in their roster, regardless of the injuries they already had. But as the season has progressed, the bulk of responsibility has fallen on Giannis's shoulders. And obviously, one man, no matter how great he is, cannot carry a team. Even Michael Jordan, in all his greatness, called the GOAT, still needed not just Scottie Pippen, he still needed Dennis Rodman. So there were games he played, and he needed Steve Kerr to take the final shots to win the game. You know, but the Bucks don't have that right now. And so Coach Mike Budenholzer keeps rotating, keeps changing pieces. But it's the Bucks. They are the defending champions for a reason. The visit to the White House is more than enough motivation to make them want to go back there when all is said and done next year. The Bucks would not miss out of the playoffs. It's not possible. They'll figure it out. Guys who come back from injury, they will go, in fact, at a point in the season, they will go on a streak of at least 8 wins in a row. We expect this to happen. Guys come back from injury. So it's nothing to panic about at all.
It's not panic stations yet. I totally agree with you, Ayotunde. Let's talk about the most decorated franchise in NBA history, the LA Lakers. Off-season, the move for Russell Westbrook, a lot of fanfare about this particular move. And, you know, going back to LA and all of that. Clearly, with championship aspirations on their minds. But so far, so good. What do you make of the LA Lakers from what you've seen from them this season? Of course, from preseason, it wasn't great at all for them. But they've kind of found their way again, even though they're not playing at the level a lot of people expected from a team loaded with talent all over the roster.
The major problem with the Lakers, in my opinion, is a problem of chemistry. And I really don't think it's such a difficult thing to deal with. You know, Russell Westbrook is a ball hog. I don't mean that with any disrespect, but he likes to facilitate the offense. The ball has to be in his hands for him to be, you know, very useful on the floor. He's not the best shooter out there. But when you're playing on the same team with LeBron James, we know LeBron James is going to handle the ball handling responsibilities, the creativity responsibilities, the playmaking responsibilities. And so that puts Russ in a position where he becomes almost ineffective because when he even gets wide open shots, he cannot nail them. But I feel like there's an easy way out. Carmelo Anthony is firing on all cylinders right now. And I feel like even if you start LeBron, you start AD, you start Russ together, play them for a few minutes in the first quarter, get Russ out, right? And let LeBron focus on doing the playmaking responsibilities and leadership on the floor. When LeBron goes to rest, give Russell Westbrook the keys to the team and let us see the Russell Westbrook of OKC, of old, in action, where he's the best player on the team on the floor, he's facilitating things. And that's the advantage of having 2-3 superstars on your team. But when you want to play all of them at the same time, all through the game, it becomes a problem. It's definitely not going to work. I mean, when Kevin Durant was with the Golden State Warriors, we saw instances where it was, three of them started the game, and then we saw instances where it was KD and Clay. Then we saw KD and Steph. Then we saw Steph and Clay. And we saw Draymond sprinkled in the midst. And these are guys who shoot the basketball extremely well. Not to talk of a team where they have a guy who's a liability when it comes to shooting the basketball. It's and this is where Frank Vogel has to earn stripes.
Wow.
Interesting. I mean, a whole lot concerning Russell Westbrook because we're thinking maybe because of his so many turnovers, that's also a problem. Is yet to get into the Lakers team. But from your analysis, it simply shows that maybe the problem is from the coach. He really he needs to know how to use Russell Westbrook for him to be able to deliver when LeBron is not in action. Because from one indication, is like when LeBron is not playing, Lakers are struggling. And when you have a Russell Westbrook, you actually expect him to step up and get something for his team. But we haven't really seen that with Westbrook. Well, I want to thank you so much for talking to us this morning. We hope we can do this some other time, maybe middle of the season when everyone is gearing up for the playoffs.
Stop being a stranger, AY.
No, I'm not a stranger.
All
right, we need to go on a break. When we come back, we'll be talking about messages still flying in from everywhere concerning Cameron Usman being able to defend yet his welterweight title again. All right, welcome back. You saw highlights coming from the National Chess Open Championship that started at Lekki yesterday. Of course, Miriam Yanli, who represented the sports minister, are doing the business in the opening ceremony. Tayo, of course, you were there, you know, and all of it starting with the Bleeds event.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, you saw Miriam Yali, the ageless one, opening the ceremony for the 2021 chess championships that are going on at Orchid Chess Club in Lekki. And I don't think it's been this exciting for chess players in Nigeria for a long time. But before we get to the opening ceremony, like I said, it's now open, the 2021 Chess Championship. But before the official opening ceremony, there was a Blitz event that was won by Odion Hihoje, right, Cecilia? Odion is an international master, very good, one of the most experienced in the country. And so it didn't come as a surprise to me to see him actually going on to win that Blitz the event. The Blitz event, Cecilia, is an open competition for everyone. If you feel you're good enough, yeah, step up. A lot of people actually stepped up for that competition, but at the end of all, it was Odion that emerged victorious. We're going to see pictures of Odion receiving his first prize trophy, his first place trophy yesterday at the Orchid Chess Club, Cecilia. Odion was in the studio a couple of weeks ago, and he talked about how he's a very modest guy.
Yes.
It sounded like he didn't have, too great expectations for himself, but eventually he won that particular race, and I imagine that's going to put him in great stead for the championship proper itself, which is going to start today. That's for the closed championship involving the top 10 men and women players in the country.
Obviously, I mean, and of course, he's really delighted that he was able to win event. I wish we could see pictures of him playing. The pictures we saw earlier happens to be that of the kiddies. But then we can listen to Odion, talking about winning the Bleeds event and also about the National Chess Championship itself.
It's made me more strategic and giving the game a purpose to give me a good mindset standard. I'm fully prepared for tomorrow.
Fully prepared?
Yes.
You think you can win?
Yes, I can.
Why do you think you can win?
Because I've been practicing all week for this, and I'm probably sure all my hard work is going to pay off tomorrow.
All I'm focusing now is on my chess and how to get better. In the feeling of confidence, I'm not sure. Yes, I'm confident.
I've been playing chess since 2018 to 2021, and that's 4 years. So I do practice every week, 2 to 3 hours every week. And chess has given me great opportunity. It has inspired me a lot. I love the game. I'm very sure of tomorrow match because I've been practicing a lot for the match.
Yeah, the kids were not left out, as Cecilia Mosby said. I mean, everyone's talking about the celebrated players like international masters like Odion, but the kids are not left out as well because there's a category for them as well, too. They're going to be in action. As a matter of fact, they should be in action already this morning at the Orchid Club. So it's good to see that the Federation are not leaving the kids out because it's so important, especially for sports like chess, to catch them young.
It's important because, I mean, I love what they were saying. They're looking forward to it. They can't wait to really get on board and play. And for these kids, there's just something that you see them, you're like, okay, how did they even start, at the beginning? So sometimes it's hard, for you to bring these kids together and not just bringing them together, being able to let them play what they really love, so which is really great. We listened to the kids and we also saw them in action. But let's go back to Odion Hihoje that we talked about earlier, the champ who won the Bleeds event. If we can get that, let's listen to him.
Whenever I play to win, right? So I've not been active, but when I have to play to win. So I'm going to give my best, and I hope my best is enough to defend my title. This is one of the best organized tournaments in Nigeria, and it gives players some motivation to give their best because you want to win on this kind of stage. You want to be, you want to get that kind of recognition. So for players, I feel players are going to play like their best. No one is going to look at anyone as a champion. Everyone's going to fight for their spot, right? So it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be exciting, and I'm looking forward to it.
I intend to play this tournament to the best of my abilities, and whatever comes, comes. That's how I see the tournament. It's really going to be competitive, like the top of the top are the ones playing in this tournament. Oh well, I am ready to beat anyone I meet, play my games and win them.
Yeah, Dabiri Akintoye, defending champion. I mean, when she's talking, I mean, play my game, right?
Yeah.
I love that. Play my game. We're supposed to listen to her, OJ. Apparently, we're not going to get to listen to him today. Maybe tomorrow, if we have a chance, we'll have to listen to him because we are seeing defending champions, talking ahead, how ready they are for the main event, which is close. This is going to be we're going to be seeing the best of chess players in the country.
Indeed, and they all sounded very confident. That we listened to Daniel as well, who is the men's defending champion, and they all know, they both know that they have their work cut out for this competition, but it seems still very confident in their abilities to perhaps defend their titles, but we'll see how that pans out at the end of the competition. Now let's go to the opening proper. Like we said, the Minister of Youth and Sports Development was represented by Mary Onyali, who delivered his speech at the opening ceremony of the National Chess Championships.
Recall that at the inauguration of the recently elected board of Nigeria Sports Federations in Abuja last month, I reiterated the need for our sports federations to open up public-private sector partnerships and collaborations to enhance our fortune in sports, as captured in the new National Sports Policy and the Federal Executive Council's decision that sports be classified as a business rather than recreation. So I am delighted that the Nigeria Chess Federation is already towing this line. The first National Chess Championship is the product of a collaboration with private sectors. I congratulate you and the Orchids Chess Club and the Sterling Bank for pulling this through. Packaging the biggest chess events in Nigeria that has attracted some of our best FIDE-rated players with the highest prize money in Nigeria chess history is both heartwarming and inspiring. This has renewed my hope that Nigerian sport is headed in the right direction. I believe this is just the beginning. I urge you to continue to open up chess to more of such partnerships and collaborations. The Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development will never clog the wheels of your progress in this process. We will always have your back.
They've always got their back. Those are the words of the sports minister, of course, delivered by Mary Onyali.
Which is a great one. I mean, I love the fact that, he's always there, even when he's not there. He sends a representative, no matter the sport. So, and that's what I love about him. I mean, no matter the sport, be it weightlifting, wrestling, board games, chess, any sport at all, he's always there to offer his support. And that kind of gives more credibility to these events because most of the kids who are there just want to see those at the top, recognizing the talent that they have. And that alone, spur them to really want to do more for the sport.
So is it safe to say the minister is now a minister of football?
Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, we can say that. Yes.
Confidently.
Yeah, we can say that confidently. Yes, from what we've seen,
so
we can
far.
say that. Yeah, we can say that. All right.
All right. All the best to the chess players. Competing for national honors at the National Chess Championships at the Orchid Chess Club in Lekki. Of course, stick with us for all of the updates coming from that competition until the very end. Let's get on with the show now. Cecilia, let's go talk women's football, the CAF Women's Champions League. To be precise, it wasn't a great start for
Rivers Angels.
Yeah, they were taken to the cleaners. But they're looking to bounce back today against Sundowns.
All right. Samuel Amadu will be joining us. He's a CAF women's football writer. He will be joining us this morning to talk more about this. But before we get to him quickly, let's just take a look at the fixtures, for today and also results from last night. And Wadi Degla, who won their first game, lost to Malabo Kings of Guinea. Wadi Degla happens to be the host club that's in Egypt. Asaska Ladies, their second win. Their first one was beating Malabo Kings 3-1. And the second game against AS Monday of Mali, it was 3-0. And of course, for games for today, Vihiga Queens of Kenya will be up against Asfa Club, who kind of thrashed Rivers Angels 3-0.
Of course, it's not
Saturday.
kind of. They thrashed.
Rivers Angels, of course, will be in action against Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa, trying to see if they can redeem their image tonight. So Samuel will be joining us now to talk about this. CAF Women's Champions League is the very first edition, the inaugural one, and Egypt is hosting. I believe all the teams are really happy to be part of this. 8 teams are taking part. Samuel, good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Yeah, good morning, Sissy. Great to be part of the show this morning.
All right, the CAF Women's Champions League is finally here. It started on Friday, and we're expecting something big from Rivers Angels. Well, it didn't happen, but they have opportunity to win a game today to see if they can get into the semi-finals. They have 2 more games to play to stand a chance of progressing.
Yeah, definitely. I know it's really a difficult start they did so far against Asfa of Morocco last week. And I think this time around, definitely understanding what the travels they went through and now managing to get back to themselves and possibly hoping they will be able to at least redefine their campaign and also bounce back from that disappointing loss against Sundowns. Definitely going to be a very crucial game for them, a very important one and a must-win match, if you ask me. I think if they do have any chance of going through, definitely this is a game they do have to begin to grind out the victories as much as you could see. We saw teams who lost their opening game, like Malabo Kings, bounce back yesterday, and now they have the control of their own destiny in their hands. So the same thing we expect Rivers Angels to do. They have the quality, they have the potential. So one really have not much to really worry about, understanding the fact that, yes, the side they're also playing against also not going to be an easy side in Mamelodi Sundowns. They also have quality players, and it should possibly look like a rematch from what we saw at the Aisha Buhari. Now, moving from national team now to club level, kind of rivalry between South Africa and Nigeria in women's football.
All right, so Sam, from what you saw in the first match for Rivers Angels against the Moroccan opposition, what do you think was the main problem in that game, and what has to be done going into the match against Sundowns later today?
Yeah, well, looking back at the game against Asfa, for Rivers Angels, I think besides them having probably little issues about fatigue, I think the strategy too wasn't really good. The way they approached the game wasn't really good enough. I felt like they hesitated. They were really thinking of being more physical and forgetting that the side they were also trying out against were very tactical and technical side. So now we've learned a lot from that game, and definitely they should be able to now redefine their strategy, review it, and at least see many areas where they made lapses, look at possibly correcting them. And against Sundowns today, I think we have every good chance. And for me, they had really seen through the videos of the Sundowns teams. Definitely, they should know their strength, know their weaknesses. You can't also go up against Sundowns thinking of threatening them from the wings. They have very, very quality left back internationals, especially the likes of Umbanani and Bane, who was also at the Aisha Buhari. They have also very good forward with Rhoda Mulandesi and Melinda Kaigata. So these are two attackers that will always hurt you. So defensively, we must really brace up to the challenge. Make sure we also don't allow them to take control of the midfield, just like we failed to do against Asfa. And I think from the middle, definitely see how best we can hold them. And again, they also have a goalkeeping challenge. Their number one goalkeeper, who is also the goalkeeper of South Africa, is not also at ground. That's a person of Andile. So they need to take advantage of that. The goalkeeper, the South African goalkeeper, wasn't tested by Behavior Queens, so he needs a lot of tests for Nigeria, and possibly they should come out with all God blessing and see how best they can exploit their weaknesses and at the same time get as much as possible goals they can, just like Malabo did against Wadi Degla.
Yeah, all we can do is actually to wish Rivers Angels all the best, because they know this is a must-win game. If they don't win this, then they will come back home very, very early. And we don't want that to happen. Samuel, thank you so much for joining us to talk about this. Hopefully, we can hook up to you again to have a comprehensive review of the game.
All right, thanks for having me once again. It's always a pleasure, and we hope, like you do hope to, Rivers Angels also give us something to celebrate.
We can't wait to see that.
Yeah. So, Cecilia, losing your first group game is bad enough. Imagine losing your first two games in a group situation. It's over. You're coming back home.
Just played the last one, would just be for pride.
Yeah.
And you get your 3 points and come back. Remember what happened to Rivers Hoopers on the continent,
hopefully
right?
that's not the case.
We don't want to see that.
It'll be very disappointing.
Okay.
Anyways, let's get on with the show now, Cecilia. Let's go and talk, still talking football, right?
Okay.
This time around,
talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And before we go to the Super Eagles of Nigeria, quickly we'll talk about the camp. Let's talk about Maduka Oyinmi, yes. The story I was so eager to talk about in the opening show. Maduka Oyinmi, the fact that he has joined Watford.
Yes.
Not now. He's still on loan with Rotterdam. He will be with them till the end of the season. So he's going to be with Watford from next season. That's the 2022-2023 season. He's really delighted and excited that he's been able to join a Premier League side. Let's just take that quote from him. When he was, really, immediately the deal happened. He was so happy. He went on his social media to put up, a statement that he's really overwhelmed to sign for Watford. And he went on to say that to play in Premier League is something I've been dreaming about since I was a little boy. I can't wait to get started with the team upcoming season. That's the 2022-2023 season. So he's really delighted. He's happy the fact that he's been able to join our Premier League side. And our prayers here is for Watford, you better stay up.
No, they better not go down.
They better not go down because
Nigerians,
6 million quid, right?
Yeah, Nigerians are celebrating the fact that a Nigerian goalkeeper is going to be featuring in the Premier League for the very first time. And hopefully Watford can maintain their Premier League status so we can get to see this guy play for the team. I remember when Maduka Oyinmi came on the scene a few years ago, he had a lot of doubters because a lot of people didn't understand why a player playing in the fourth division in Germany was a part of the Super Eagles.
I remember when we interviewed him on the show too.
I remember.
The 4 divisions, people were like, okay, what are we doing? What's going on with the player? But we've seen his rise under 1 year. This guy has become, something else.
Indeed, because at the time I saw great potential, I saw great upside, and been monitoring him since then. Of course, he's going to be the Super Eagles' first choice goalkeeper in the Netherlands. It's been fantastic. And I'm sure the scouts of Watford have extensively watched this guy, and that's why they've decided to sign him on a 5.5-year contract. Still very young as well, so there's still room for development. And the fact that Watford have decided to invest this much in Maduka Oyinmi tells you what a great goalkeeper he is likely to be for Nigeria. And the Super Eagles is awesome to have a player or a goalkeeper playing in the best, or arguably the best league in the world. We need to go on a break now. That when we come back, we'll be telling you, giving you updates coming from the Super Eagles camp as they get ready for the World Cup qualifier against Liberia. Join us again. You're welcome back to Channel Sports this morning. Let's give you updates coming from the Super Eagles camp as they get ready for the World Cup qualifier against Liberia. A lot of the players have started turning up. We've got updates from that situation for you. As a matter of fact, they are in Morocco at the moment. You have Daniel Akpe, Paulo Noachu, Olaino, Kevin Akpoguma. You also have Wilfred Ndidi, Jamilu Collins, Alex Iwobi, Chidera Ejuke, Frank Oyeka, and Kelechi Iheanacho. This is just before we came on the show. There's a possibility that more players have arrived in camp for that very important match against Liberia.
It's very, very important because from all indications, Super Eagles understand, they know what it means to win against Liberia in Morocco. So it's more like a away game for both teams,
yes.
right?
No home
Liberia,
advantage
no
for
home
any,
advantage at all.
Yeah.
For Liberia and, of course, for Super Eagles of Nigeria. They know what's at stake. That's why the players started arriving so early. I mean, on Monday, you already have 10 players in camp. As you mentioned, hopefully today we have more players in camp. Of course, tomorrow we'll get to speak with the media officer to tell us you know, updates of what's happening, when they will start training, or if they are starting training today.
So I've got updates on that one. Training, according to the media officer, like you just mentioned now, they're going to have a gym session this morning, and they will have the first training session later today. So it's no time to waste. They need to get started and hopefully be ready for that game against Liberia at the weekend.
Okay.
All right. Let's get on with the show now, Cecilia.
Leave the Super Eagles. I mean, Kamaru Usman, everyone has been congratulating him. You know, when you win, you've got so many friends. Kamaru Usman is a winner, right?
It's been a winner.
20.
Yeah.
Right.
Incredible. 5 title defenses.
5 title defense. I mean, what?
Yeah,
where do we start from? Okay, yesterday we got one from the sports minister congratulating him the fact that he's a role model, you know, to most of the young, the youth. I mean, those who want to get into sports and tenacity, they need to actually have to be able to succeed. Well, this morning we got one from the deputy governor of Edo State, who happens to be an Auchi indigene, right?
Yeah,
and we know that
Kamaru's from that part.
He's also from that part. And this is what he had to say after Kamaru won that bout. He says, I heartily congratulate you for successfully defending the welterweight title, which you have held for close to 6 years at the Octagon. No doubt you are a shining star and a true reflection of what they do, and indeed the Nigerian youth should represent. He went on to say that as a state, be assured of our continued prayers for you to get to the zenith of your kickboxing career. We're also ready to receive you again and again in Edo State whenever you're in Nigeria. I also want to commend you for keeping to your promise to give back to the society that made you by being a role model to the younger generation. This is coming from the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibu.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to come out from that situation with Kamaru and the Edo State government. Recall, he was then met the deputy governor during his first visit to Nigeria in a very, very long time. So let's see what that partnership brings up in terms of mixed martial arts for the youngsters looking to perhaps one day fight in the UFC.
Also, we also have one coming from the chairman and CEO of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, that's Nat'l, talking about Abike Dabiri Erewa. She has something to say also concerning Kamaru Usman. So she is congratulating him this morning, saying that we are indeed proud of you. Please do not be distracted, as your glory is a collective glory for Nigeria and Africa.
It's incredible, Cecilia. A few years ago, no one would have thought would be celebrating and congratulating a Nigerian as a UFC champ. Not just a champ, pound for pound, best fighter in the world.
We have right
it's
now.
Ridiculous, and no one would have anticipated that particular situation. And not just one Nigerian, it's two as well too. Israel is going to be fighting early next year, defending his middleweight title against most likely it's going to be, what's that guy now? Name beats me. Robert Whittaker. It's going to be a rematch again as well too, and we're looking forward to seeing Israel Adesanya get back in the octagon. But right now it's all about Kamaru, the Nigerian nightmare, Usman. Congratulations.
21-0, 19 fights in a row, including 5 title defense.
It's ridiculous, man. It's been so dominant. Almost unstoppable. Anyways, let's take a look at the papers before we close the show. Cecilia, right?
Just briefly, before the papers, maybe talk about Barcelona unveiling Xavi, or,
Barcelona, come on. We wish Xavi, Hernandez, all of the best. He's got his work cut out. That job possibly is the most difficult in the world right now. I mean, in terms of football management, we know all of the issues, well documented, financial issues, playing personnel issues as well. Too. So you wonder how Xavi, who's still inexperienced when it comes to coaching at the highest level, is going to handle all of that situation. Fingers crossed we'll see how he does in his very first game. After the international break, Barcelona, they're in big trouble.
They're in big trouble because, I mean, when he took the job, like, it's not too early for him to want to take that because where he is outside, I mean, currently, Assad, where he is, I mean, he won the league title with them.
Yeah,
and not just that, he's like 36 unbeaten run or something like that. So, I mean, he's having a good time. But then leaving that and coming back home, I mean, where he won 4 Champions League titles, 8 La Liga titles, I mean, so many countless trophies. I mean, it's big, it's huge, and it's young. But then Barcelona right now, I mean, whoever is at the helm of affairs, whether a former player or maybe the greatest coach of all time, I don't think this is the right time for you to want to coach Barcelona.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, that sounds like the sensible conclusion because all of the Barcelona problems we've come to know. But Xavi has decided this is time to make the move. Outside, the biggest club in Saudi Arabia is having a great time. Qatar is having a great time, you know, enjoying himself. But this is the time. This is the time Barcelona need help. And Xavi has decided to answer that call to help his former club return to the glory days. So wish Xavi Hernandez all of the best in his new role as a Barcelona head coach.
Wish him all the best. All right, time to take a look at the papers now, Tayo.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's start with Complete Sports. Ndidi Iheanacho, 8 others hit Eagles camp in Morocco. We talked all about that already. Mike Tyson offers to train Anthony Joshua. That's very, very interesting. Tyson training Joshua. Wow.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah. Teach him how to just knock out your opponent.
Just knock out your opponents,
There's no
exactly.
point dancing around the ring and
trying to... You're bigger than these guys, you're stronger than them.
Pretty boxing. I mean, heavyweight. That's what it is.
Zidane wanted Osimhen at Real Madrid.
Is that why he was fired?
Yeah, of course not. Zidane left, wasn't fired. Anyways, Lampard opens talks with Norwich City. Very interesting, Lampard in the frame to replace Daniel Farker as a coach.
Can he please
of
not
Norwich.
go?
Why not?
He wants to be out of job after 3 months again.
He needs to get back to coaching. If he believes he can do it, why not? Real Madrid won £34 million for Marco Asensio. Barcelona planning general swoop for Karim Adeyemi. Also on Sporting, Complete Sports, Iwobi Chukwueze target milestones against Liberia and Cape Verde. Awazim can't wait to face Lone Star.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at Sporting Life, what we have right here. Sporting Life, the summer transfer. There's something coming from Chelsea, preparing 90 million euros, 90 million pounds for Victor Osimhen. And they want him to strengthen its attack.
Come on.
Strengthen?
Come on,
Lukaku,
guys.
You've got Kai Havertz, you've got Timo Werner. Where do we start from? Mason, Mount, and...
It's too early for silly season.
For silly season, right? So let's just leave it.
Season. Come on.
So we'll just leave it, right?
Come on.
We'll just leave it.
Oh, dear. Because he's not going to start ahead of Lukaku. Come on. Come on, guys. Anyways.
Can he not even go to Chelsea?
Of course not.
So he's not going there?
Nah.
All right, Chelsea joining race for Carvalho. Chelsea is signing everyone. Ekong is not good enough. That's according to Ranieri.
Really?
Ekong.
The coach saying that about the player?
Are you sure this is right?
Yeah, I'll be very surprised.
Put a call through to Claudio Ranieri.
I'll be very surprised if he indeed actually says so that Ekong is not good enough.
No, he's actually dropped him, some games. So maybe that's the reason. That's what he feels. You also have Eagles in Campi, and of course, Maduka Oyinmi is sealing that move to Watford. And Raw shows Calvin Bassey. Okay, all right. Okay, the last one is obviously Sporting Sun here. Eagles arrive camp. You also have that Real Madrid puts 6 players up for sale. 6 players. Isco, Gareth Bale.
Hazard in there?
Hazard is also there. Jovic is also part of those players that have been put up for sale. So if you have money, just dangle it before Real Madrid and you get one of their 6 star players that are leaving the Bernabeu.
So are they going to be going on on a cheap? Are they selling them cheap, or what is the plan? We don't know. Anyways,
How much do you want to pay for Hazard right now? Tell me, what is it worth? What is worth?
Hazard's valuation has dropped in the last couple of years. It's
Maybe 15 million pounds.
Drastically dropped, as a matter of fact. So, any club out there, perhaps Newcastle, might get a bargain on
Newcastle. Tayo, we need to leave the show. All right, we need to leave the studio right now. Newcastle Hazard, no way. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Amongwe. See you tomorrow.
I am Tayo Salam. Enjoy the rest of your day.